Good morning. Welcome to what is a really miserable, grey, wet day. This video is a long time coming. I feel like I've owed you a vlog for a bit, but I've been really ill. I say really ill. It's hard to say that during a pandemic, isn't it? Like, I've been very under the weather for like 2 weeks. Basically, long story short, I feel like the working from home / being a dad sort of fantasy that I had in my head is not at all what I thought it would be. In my head, it was going to be great because I've got a really flexible job, right? So I was like, oh, I can stop and I can start and I can like look after the baby, I can change nappies, I can take long lunch breaks, blah, blah, blah. In reality, it's really difficult. I don't know if other parents who work from home have also kind of discovered this as well, and if you have, please let me know in the comments because maybe you can help me. It's been really hard because up until I went back to work, Sarah and I had a really good system in place and we were like crushing parenthood and we were actually quite smug about it. We're like, oh, look at us doing really well. But of course, we were both off work and both on full-time parenting, so we were sort of really sharing the load. But I went back to work a couple of weeks ago and the reality of having a baby downstairs and my partner downstairs, who you can only really have a baby crying on you for like 10 minutes or so before you lose your mind. And Sarah and I are really good at just swapping over, right? When one of us has gone, I can't take it anymore, we swap sides and the other one takes the baby, right? But of course, if I'm busy doing stuff, I can't lend that hand. It's really hard for me to be upstairs in my office. Well, and I've got loads of work on. I'm really busy right now. I've got loads of deadlines to meet, loads of stuff to do, and I have to get it done because that's what pays for the mortgage. So it's really hard for me to be up there working, but then hear the baby cry and hear Sarah kind of get frustrated. So then I go downstairs and I try to do dad stuff, but then I don't get any work done. So I end up being neither a very good dad or getting much work done and not working to like my full ability. So it's actually been really stressful, and Sarah and I have been having loads of like constructive conversations to try to work out how best to sort of solve the problem or whatever. But it's made me ill because it's been so stressful, and I've got a real guilt about leaving Sarah to do all the parenting while I'm upstairs working. Being a mum, being a dad, being a parent is much harder than the job that I do, because the job that I do, I can stop and I can start, or I can focus, or I can sort of change tact or think about things from a different angle or whatever, you know, go and get a cup of coffee if I need to. Being a parent, you don't get that luxury. You like, if your baby's crying, you have to solve the problem. And she's got the rougher end of the deal, but I've got to earn the money. So it's a really tough situation, and because I've had real guilt about locking myself away to meet my deadlines and get my work done, it's made me poorly. So the last 2 weeks I had a cold, but I can usually shift a cold pretty quickly. It's been 2 weeks and it has been disgusting. I went deaf in one ear. I've not slept because I've been doing obviously the nights with the kid, so I haven't had a chance to recover. And it's just like really kicked my ass. So that's why I haven't vlogged for a while. I've been in the gym 10 minutes. This is my gym here. I've had to step outside because I am not as well. You know, when you feel when you beat an illness and you're like, oh, I feel a bit better now. I pushed my luck, and actually as soon as I've got in here, even the walk here is the most exercise I've done for 2 weeks. And I had like a cold sweat by the time I got here. I've done a set of squats, and not even heavy, like a warm-up set. And my ear, did I tell you I went kind of deaf in one ear? My ear is now throbbing, my throat, like I've got snot coming out of everywhere. I can't catch my breath. I'm gonna have to take this very easy. I'm really gutted as well because I'm back in the gym as of the last, like when I went back to work, I was like, I'm back in the gym as well, I'm gonna do everything. So I've been doing like an hour 3 times a week, and I've been feeling improvement. My first week was shocking. Week 2, I was like, oh, I've got a bit more strength and energy, I feel great. And then I've been ill for 2 weeks, so I've not been in, and now I feel like I'm not only back at square one, but like square -7, because I'm just like, oh, I feel really shit. Look at you.
Okay.
You're in a wonderful mood today.
This was honestly, my sister does baby sensory classes, and she gave us a few things as a gift, and this is literally a wooden ring with some Halloween ribbons tied on it, and it's one of the best things. She loves it. Hi.
She woke up this morning. We seem to have cracked sleeping. Now I don't want to say that. I say that kind of with my fingers crossed and also touching wood, because it's only been like 3 nights, but she's been brilliant and slept through until 5, 6 this morning, but 5 for the last 3 nights, and woken up here and there. Excuse me. Woken up here and there with like a little bit of a grumble, but we just sort of give her a little stroke. And then she's fine again, so fingers crossed with cracked sleeping. And she woke up this morning after a really long sleep in just the most wonderful mood, really smiley, kind of really active and engaged, and it was great. Anyway, I wanted to show you a little house update. So
she loves having her feet.
She does love having her feet eaten. Is that your favourite? Oh no, there's little feet eaten. Very cute. I was going to give you a little house update. So you've seen this room by now, because if you've been watching my videos, this is the living room, and it is all but complete apart from the area that Sarah's currently on. We're not entirely sure what to do with it, but actually it's really good for like baby sensory time, because she can have this little like mat out, and all of these toys, they've got like mirrors, and they've got like everything is crinkly, or it's like
this is
fun, you know.
This mat is from Aiden and Anais. It's really soft, but it's also everything's got like
a purpose.
A rattle, a mirror, lift the flap. This I'm just talking you through. I hope you don't mind. This I got from Kidley, but they also have it, I've noticed, in John Lewis. I think it was about a tenner, and I will demonstrate.
Yes, please do.
Oh, she might not like this because she was having a nice time.
Well,
but
she likes tummy time.
With tummy time, she can kind of be propped up a bit. It does have and it vibrates, but she doesn't seem to care about the vibrating bit. Then you can kind of put a mirror in front.
Gosh, she is cute, isn't she? Anyway, back to the house update. So we have this area here, which is all but done. We've got loads of pictures and artwork here, which are going to go on the walls. I'll show you where in a minute. We also temporarily have a Peloton. I've been lent this for 3 months, which is great because, as you know, I'm kind of back in the gym now. I pushed it today. I shouldn't have gone in today because I feel really ill again now, but hopefully over the weekend, today's Friday, so hopefully over the weekend I'll recover, and then Monday I can get back on it. So the Peloton arrived yesterday, and obviously I haven't used it yet because I've been feeling under the weather, but I'm excited to give it a go. Like, I've got 2 mates as well that swear by theirs. Let me turn the screen on. Double tap, wasn't it? Yeah, there we go. I've got 2 mates that swear by theirs, and you can like do classes together. So I'm really excited to give that a whirl.
Give them high fives at the end.
Give them
of
high
class.
fives,
Yeah. Like, hey, high five!
Yeah.
Someone in America.
So that's temporarily there. We've got this for 3 months. We actually thought about buying one when we first moved in, but we weren't sure about the space. That's not where we really want to put it, but for now it makes sense because in the kitchen here, we have planning permission is in. We're currently going through the party wall negotiations, which basically is a really simple thing. Because these houses are terraced houses, our wall is also the neighbour's wall, so we need to make sure that everyone knows who owns what part of what, so when the roof goes on, you know, everyone's responsible for their own part of the building, basically. So that's happening, should be done actually within a couple of weeks, so we are set, hopefully, to start the work in January. Now, this is already a really big space, but our intention is to add a downstairs toilet in here, because currently we've got a toilet on the middle floor and we've got an ensuite at the very top, which we haven't used. We don't use the very top yet. We're going to redo that room as well. So currently we're kind of working with 1 bathroom, 2 if you count the top one. But having one down here, according to every parent we've spoken to, is really invaluable for when Margot starts potty training, because the last thing you want to do is like run her upstairs, and then by the time you get there it's too late. So what's going to kind of happen is there'll be a toilet in this sort of area where the sink is, and then on the adjacent side here we're going to have like a utility space. So actually the door to the kitchen will be more sort of along this line here, and then you've got a bigger space here, so there'll be a kitchen, but then also at the very back of this room here, sort of where that patio ends, that's where the wall will go, where the kitchen will end, and we want to have like a sofa and like an open area so that we can put maybe the Peloton if it's still with us, or if we end up buying one because we love it, or like space for Margot to sort of do her thing. And we want to have like glass, lots of glass, lots of like light coming in to make it really bright and open. So that's the plan. Hopefully January time, fingers crossed. This is a really cool, it doesn't look like much yet, but it is happening. So you might remember this was just empty space before. I've added really helpful storage. So look at that. Like we've got shoes here, like all of these, so much storage space. It's brilliant. In fact, we've got more than we need at the moment. So as Margot gets bigger and gets more stuff, we can start adding, you know, filling up all these things. And then we have this one here, which is a big unit. Now currently it's full of junk because the decorator's in. So he's decorating, and that's all of his decorating stuff. But we will put like the pushchair in there and all that. We're going to paint it the same colour as. So here's the plan, right? We've got this blue here, which is a really gorgeous blue, and it's going to be all on the stairs here and all down here, and it's going to go up to the dado rail here, and then above that it's going to be nice, sort of like a creamy white, and then we can put our lights in the ceiling finally. So if you come up here, it's happening. You can sort of see these stairs. In fact, let me come over here and let me turn around. You can kind of see how it's going to be, and it's going to take us all the way up to the top. The top is still the riddle in this house. We still aren't too sure what to do with it. I've got a builder coming on Monday to talk to me about this space, because currently we just use it as storage, and annoyingly there are moths in here, and the moths are eating all my clothes, and it's really stressing me out. So I want to kind of get it sorted soon so I can put my stuff places. This space is just sort of like storage hell right now, which is stressful because you know how organised I am. And then we have like this massive bathroom. So I've got a builder coming on Monday to talk about what we do to make this space. I mean, why do I need a bathroom this big? Like, it's ridiculous. No one needs this much space in an ensuite. And then it makes this room much smaller. So I think what we're going to do actually is cut into that space a bit with like more storage. Anyway, I've been waffling now because I'm talking about DIY stuff. The house is coming on though, we are getting there. Somehow the weather has got more miserable. We're out, we're looking for lunch. We've both got cabin fever, and actually there's a fourth member of the team, because obviously my daughter exists, with Jackie here now. Coincidentally, she's not showing her face because she's like, I'm in all your videos. Jackie's convinced she's around too much. She's like, your mum must hate me, Jim, because every time I FaceTime her, I'm there. But actually all it is just pure coincidence. Jackie was in town today because she had a meeting, and then her train got cancelled. So she's like, I'm in town, I've got nothing to do. So she swung by, and now she's all like shy about appearing in my content because she's like, no, people think I'm an interfering grandmother. She is.
Good evening. So I'm in my office. It's not that late. It's 10 to 5 in the evening, but I had planned to give myself a day off today because or at least half a day off, because I'm working over the weekend because I've got lots to do. And also I haven't really had a day off for the last like 2 weeks. And as I mentioned, I'm feeling really poorly, so I would quite like a chance to recover. But this is kind of the problem that I was talking about at the beginning of the video, where I struggle with where like the work mode versus dad mode, sort of what to do. I would love actually for any parents who have a similar sort of conundrum, any parents who work from home and have a solution to this. I'd love to hear from you, because my issue is, and perhaps you're the same if you work from home, or if you have a job where you're your own boss, it's really hard for me to settle if I have things on my plate that I have to do. So for example, right now I've got a few kind of pressing emails to send, and I want to get them done because it's Friday evening now, and I want to get them sent off before the end of the week. One, so they're not hanging over me anymore, but also so that the person on the other end of the email gets it before close on a Friday, and then they can respond to me on the Monday. Otherwise, the whole thing's delayed, right? So, had I not been my own boss and, you know, kind of worked in a different capacity, I probably would have just left the emails and I would have forgotten about them until Monday. But because the buck stops with me, it's on my mind all the time. So I've snuck off to my office and left my girls downstairs while I do some stuff. And I feel really guilty about it because I'm not downstairs with them, but also it is a working day. You know what I mean? It's really tough to sort of find that that boundary, and I just want to get all this work done and put it to one side so I can sit on the sofa and have cuddles and like have a glass of whiskey, watch a film with my girls, and sort of, you know, just do that. It's a really good problem to have, don't get me wrong, because it does. I have the potential, have the ability to be around enough for my family. And I don't want to be one of those dads that misses out, and so many miss out by necessity because they have to go to work and everything. I get to see all of the really cool bits of my daughter developing, and lately she's been so animated and so like switched on, and she's so like interactive, and it's wonderful. And if I was in an office all day, I'd miss that, you know what I mean? So it's wonderful that I have this ability. I just need to know what like the answer is so that I can be constructive and creative and get my work done, but also be around. I guess I need structure or hours or something, but it's tricky because my job is really fluid and that's always suited me. But now that I've got somebody else who's dependent on me, and not only her, because the more time I'm away from Sarah as well, the more she's having to pick up my slack, and the harder it is for her to sort of keep her energy up as well. So just trying to work out a solution, you know, and it's tricky because today I wanted to just not do anything. But here I am again at 5 p.m, just sending some stuff out, because if it doesn't get done now, it won't get done till next week, and then I'll be stressing about it all weekend. So Margot, I'm looking at her, she's not asleep, but she's not awake either. She's laying there with her eyes open, just zonked out. Sarah and I have just had dinner. I'm now eating chocolate, and we are watching season 1 of You. Now, I really resisted this show because it felt like super teeny and a bit naff to me. But I saw the trailer for season 3 and thought, wow, that looks really good all of a sudden. So starting it from season 1, actually, I really like it. There are things about it I don't love, but I really like Joe, who's like the main character. And you shouldn't like him because he's a crazy murderer guy. But he's performed really, really well. So currently on season 1, episode 7, and really loving it. So that's good. If you haven't seen the show, start from the beginning, watch it through. I've got really high hopes for season 3 just based on the trailer. So even season 1 is good. It's not like my favourite show in the world, but I think it's going to get much better as it gets like much darker and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here because I'm really tired and I'm hanging out with my girls now, and just want to kind of make the most of the evening. So I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.